Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, has come back on set. Kaveh, oh my goodness. How do you react to that?
Well, look, the first thing you should say is that referees are human beings. They make mistakes like everybody else. They were working there in a very highly pressurised environment, and they made a mistake, and it was a big mistake.
The football world has been thrown into heated debate following reports that FIFA formally awarded Arsenal 3 goals after an explosive VAR controversy that continues to expose deep cracks in modern officiating. While the original scoreline of the match remains unchanged in official competition records, FIFA's decision to acknowledge that 3 legitimate Arsenal goals were wrongly disallowed has ignited outrage, vindication, and renewed scrutiny of video assistant referee protocols at the highest level of the game. The controversy originated from a fiercely contested Premier League fixture in which Arsenal dominated large spells of play, creating multiple clear-cut scoring opportunities. On 3 separate occasions, the ball ended up in the back of the net, only for celebrations to be cut short by VAR reviews that dragged on for minutes. The goals were ruled out for a mix of marginal offside calls, subjective foul interpretations, and alleged infractions in the build-up decisions that immediately raised eyebrows among analysts and former referees. From the stands to social media, the reaction was instant and furious. Arsenal supporters pointed to still images and broadcast replays that appeared to contradict the final rulings, arguing that offside lines were drawn inconsistently and that contact deemed foul play in Arsenal's attacks was ignored at the other end. Players on the pitch were visibly frustrated, while the technical area erupted in protest as explanations from officials failed to provide clarity. What elevated the situation beyond a routine VAR grievance was FIFA's unprecedented intervention. Following formal complaints and widespread public backlash, FIFA initiated a comprehensive review process. This review reportedly included an examination of referee reports, VAR room communication, frame-by-frame video analysis, and the technical calibration used to determine offside decisions. Sources familiar with the investigation claim that multiple procedural failures were identified, including incorrect application of the clear and obvious errors standard and poor communication between the on-field referee and VAR officials. The conclusion of that review proved explosive. FIFA acknowledged that all 3 disallowed Arsenal goals met the criteria to stand and that VAR intervention in each case was unjustified. In effect, Arsenal were retrospectively awarded 3 goals in FIFA's official assessment of the match. Although competition regulations prevent scorelines or league tables from being altered after the final whistle, the symbolism of the decision is enormous. For Arsenal, the ruling represents rare validation in a season where they have repeatedly felt wronged by officiating decisions. Players and staff have remained largely diplomatic in public, but insiders suggest the sense of injustice has been profound, particularly given the tight margins that often define title races and European qualification. Dropped points, lost momentum, and psychological blows cannot be recovered, even with FIFA's admission. The reaction from the wider football community has been deeply divided. Arsenal fans view the decision as proof that VAR, as currently implemented, is fundamentally flawed and disproportionately harms certain teams. Rival supporters, however, argue that retroactive judgments risk undermining the authority of match officials and could lead to endless disputes if every controversial decision is revisited. Former referees and pundits have also split into opposing camps. Some have praised FIFA for showing accountability and transparency, describing the admission as a necessary step toward restoring trust in officiating. Others warn that such interventions set a dangerous precedent, potentially weakening referees' confidence and authority on the pitch. Beyond the immediate fallout, the case has reignited calls for sweeping VAR reform. Critics argue that technology designed to eliminate clear errors has instead introduced new layers of subjectivity and confusion. The Arsenal incident has amplified demands for thicker offside margins, time limits on VAR reviews, automatic release of referee audio, and clearer explanations to fans inside stadiums. There is also growing pressure on domestic refereeing bodies to align more closely with FIFA's expectations. The idea that global football's governing body felt compelled to step in raises uncomfortable questions about oversight, consistency, and accountability within elite leagues. For many observers, this episode highlights a widening gap between the theoretical purpose of VAR and its practical execution. As debates rage on talk shows, fan forums, and social platforms, one conclusion is unavoidable: this controversy will not fade quietly. Arsenal's 3 awarded goals have become a symbol of a system under strain, where technology has not eliminated controversy but amplified it. Whether this moment leads to meaningful reform or simply becomes another chapter in VAR's turbulent history remains to be seen. What is certain is that the Arsenal case will be cited for years to come whenever discussions turn to fairness, consistency, and the true cost of officiating errors in modern football. FIFA's decision, rare and controversial in equal measure, has ensured that this incident will stand as one of the most talked about VAR flashpoints of the modern era.